A huge thank you to Skylum for sponsoring this week's video.
Well, hello everyone. Michael Chamberlain here. Welcome to another landscape photography vlog. We are on the California coast right now and I'm hoping for a really nice sunset. This is one location that's been tricky for me. I've tried photographing here like 10 times and every single time it's either been foggy or it's been raining. And look at this. We finally have some sun to work with. Now, if that sun is going to explode with color, that is uncertain, but this is definitely the most promising evening I've ever had on this stretch of the coast. So I'm really excited to see if we can get something interesting here. So just gonna walk along to the spot and we'll go ahead and shoot some hopefully pretty dramatic wide-angle seascapes. On the other side of these big boulders should give us a really nice clearing, and if my positioning is correct, we should be able to get the sun right in the middle of the sea stacks. All right, this is looking very interesting. Look at that little cauldron right there. Woo! If I'm not careful, this is going to be a very wet shoot. Yeah, I think I could photograph right here. Not too low, but right in here could work. I like this spot. Everything looks promising. Just want to find the right position to maybe get the sun right in the middle, which I think is going to be on our left, because to the right, although everything looks gorgeous, the sun is too far to the right and it kind of creates an imbalance to the composition, and I'm really looking for something symmetrical here. So we're going to head this direction, see if we can find another cove that helps us get the perspective that we're looking for. Oof. Also watch out, these boulders are so hard to walk on. I think I found it. I think I found the perfect spot. All right, look at this, promising. Sun right in the middle. And down here we do have some little areas where the water's coming in, but it's again another spot where I'm gonna need to be really careful. So for this shoot, we are using the classic Sony A1. And I think for the A1, I'm gonna use my 12 to 24 lens, which should be perfect for this kind of really wide dramatic scene, but I want to put a filter in. So I've got those back-loaded filters that I can use. And I've been really enjoying using these rear filters. The only thing is they're a little hard to switch out. Question is, which one should we use? Let's use this ND 1.8. All right, and we are ready to go. This is looking good. Do I have enough card space in here? Yep. All good, all good. Ooh, that sun is getting dramatic and I'm not ready. I'm not ready and the sun is getting crazy. Okay, let's do this. I need to grab my rocket blower real quick. Super important. Grab this. Grab a microfiber cloth. We are ready to go. I'm gonna get kind of lower here with the tripod. I'm gonna take a shot right in here and then we may get closer. Ooh, that is kind of nice. Oh my gosh. That looks pretty nice on the first go. Okay, let me put this to video mode to show you guys what this is looking like. All right, so the screen is a bit dark because I have the filter on here, but look at that. Very symmetrical composition, and I love the little bowl down here that's catching the water. So I think what I'm going to try and do is just focus on infinity and try and do a slight shutter drag, maybe 0.5, 1 second. I'm going to throw this onto f16 to get that sun star, hopefully the sun star. And then I think I probably threw a filter that was a little too strong on here, but I'm able to do a nice 1 second exposure. This is the negative part about using those rear filters, is now I feel kind of stuck with it, for now at least, because I don't really want to take it off the camera. So I'm just going to bump my ISO. I just need one good wave to come through here. Okay, here it is. I'm going to get the wave coming in. Yep. Get a few splashes. Get the wave receding. So right now I'm exposing mostly for the water, but I need to get that sky exposure at some point. Okay, here we go. That's a much better wave. That looked beautiful, I think. Ended up shifting my ISO a bit to 640, f8, and then a 1 second exposure. And then what I'm doing is doing that bracket, and you can see that really nice isolation of the sun going down to a 1/10, a 1/5, 0.4, 1 second. And then I'm sticking with this 1 second exposure for the water when it comes in. Sometimes with sunsets, I'll move to a bunch of different spots and get a bunch of different compositions, but with this one, I just want this one shot. I really just want this one shot. Ooh, this is a big wave. All right, let's see it. Ooh, and the sky is really looking beautiful right now. Just this really vivid, centralized orange amongst all the blue. It's really nice.
So here's the final blended shot that I was just working on, and I honestly couldn't believe I was able to capture this moment. I had been waiting so long to get decent conditions at this spot and finally make this picture come to life. So even though it wasn't the most extreme sunset that I've ever seen, the persistence that it took to get this photograph really elevated the moment for me. As mentioned before, I love the symmetry here and that really soft, warm glow on the rocks. I ended up doing a 3-image exposure blending here using luminosity masks, and then to get the colors right and the softness to this image, that's where today's sponsor of the video comes in, Luminar Neo. Luminar Neo is an all-in-one editing software that is perfect for landscape photography, and I've been using it a lot lately for some of the specialty features. For this image specifically, I used their soft glow tool, and then I isolated that just around the sun. This helps to really soften out some of the crunchy areas. I also realized there was a bit of noise in this photograph after I did the blending, so I used their noiseless feature. I've also been using Luminar Neo's raw processor for a lot of my recent work on the coast and throughout the desert, and the thing I enjoy the most about this software is the ease of use and just how simple every single tool is, especially when it comes to things like focus stacking. It makes this a great piece of software for anyone who's struggling to get into photo processing, but can also be really handy for pros looking for new tools to utilize. And you can use Luminar Neo as a standalone software or a plugin for Lightroom and Photoshop. So if you're interested in checking it out, you can click on the link in my description. All right, now back to the video.
All right, well, that was a lot of fun. I'm just kind of breaking down my stuff right now. I can't believe that worked out, to be honest with you. I'm glad I was proven wrong today and finally conquered my nemesis, one of my nemesis. So I've actually been traveling up and down the Oregon coast lately, and I've been doing a private workshop. And I've taken some really, really cool pictures that I thought some of you might enjoy. So here's a look at what I've been up to lately.
One of my absolute favorite things to do when the weather isn't cooperating is to focus on little patterns, and these bits of mud on the Oregon coast were absolutely incredible to focus on. For these images, I used my Tamron 28 to 200mm, and I used a really high f-stop to get everything nice and sharp. Here's one where the sun pierced through the storm clouds and produced this really dramatic light. I don't do a lot of black and white photography, but I thought this image would be perfect because of the striking tones and luminosity. Here's another classic wide-angle seascape taken in Bandon, and the lighting here was absolutely beautiful. So I did the same technique as earlier in the video, doing an exposure bracket, and then dragging my shutter for the water. I also took my shoes off and walked into the water so that I could get closer to that flow.
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more. If you want to learn more from me, you can check out my website for workshops and tutorials. And yeah, really appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.